bug attacking me? Oh, God, I'm so sore from karate. All right, we're here to talk Pain Day Pro Football as we get ready for another week of action in the NFL. And don't forget, ScottBeatsAman.com for all my picks. I rank them in the top 6. I got to say, though, last week was my worst nightmare. It was an abortion. I was crippled by it. I started vomiting by 6 p.m. Then I watched girls' television shows till midnight. It was awful. It was so long ago when I was in the flow, and now I'm bending over and taking it in my ass. Here's how bad it was. I lost the Falcons and the Niners. I lost the Browns over the Bengals. The Lions covered against the Packers. I need to drink more. I'm really concerned about my picks in pro football. So let's look at this week's games that we're going to play. Denver at Baltimore. Hey, Baltimore beat the Steelers. That was unbelievable. I got to tell you a story. 2.5 minutes left in the game. Steelers stopped the Ravens on 4th down. I'm listening to Bill Hillgrove and Tunch Ilkin called a game on the radio. And with 2:38 left on a 4th down, they stopped the ball. And all they talked about for 2 minutes was game over, case closed, put it in the books, finished. How about that victory? How about 4-0? How's that taste, Baltimore? And then 2 minutes and 35 seconds later, touchdown TJ Houshmandzadeh, and the Ravens win the game, and Flacco gets a much-needed road win against the Steelers win. Some people believe that his teammates are starting to doubt him, but a big win for the Ravens. Think about this. They beat your Jets, and they beat the Steelers. That's my team. And those are 2 huge teams in the AFC that are going to have a shot at the Super Bowl, obviously. And the Ravens beat both of them, and they beat both of them on the road. So now they're home to Denver, and Denver's coming off a win in Tennessee, and Orton is leading the AFC in passing, and everybody said that the Broncos were going to have a horrible passing game without Brandon Marshall, and it turns out they have a great passing game. Can they win in Baltimore? I say no way.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Ravens defense is too tough. I think that game was given to the Denver Broncos by the Titans. I'm sorry. The Titans had the lead late, 20-16. The Broncos score a touchdown. Then on the ensuing kickoff, the Titans muffed the kick, and that was the end of the ball game. The Titans should have gotten the ball back at least with 2 minutes left and had a chance to win that game.
And I don't think Denver can win 2 straight huge road wins. I just don't think they can put it together. I mean, teams can win one on the road. See how many teams win 2 in a row on the road against 2 really good teams. Because I think the Titans have a great running game, and they're very tough in Nashville. Baltimore's a different beast altogether.
Yeah, that defense sets a standard year after year. They're going to be too much, and the Broncos are going to come back down to earth.
What do you think, Denver or Baltimore? I got an idea. Are you guys hungry?
Hungry, yeah, absolutely.
Shepherd's Pie, grab some sandwiches. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the next game, the Bears and Panthers. Why would I put this miserable game on the board and even have it up on ScottBeatsAman.com? Come on in, son. Those look like great sandwiches. Well, because Julius Peppers has been a freak of nature on that Bears defense. Even though the Bears lost to the Giants on Sunday Night Football in the New Meadowlands, let's face it, Julius Peppers was not going to be denied. He's an imposing guy, 6'7". He's blocking passes. He's tackling quarterbacks. He's diving over the line and tackling running backs. He's going home where they let him leave. Can you imagine letting this guy leave? He is an amazing football player, and I think he goes into Charlotte and puts on a show all by himself. I like the Bears, even though Cutler got a concussion, Collins got his bell rung, and they brought in some kid from Colorado State no one's ever heard of. Haney. I think I wear those underwear. But I know that the Bears defense is going to give the Panthers and Jimmy Clausen all kinds of problems. In fact, I don't know if they're going to start Clausen again. They may go with Moore, but Moore's the worst quarterback I've ever seen. Who do you like, Bears or Carolina at home?
Surprisingly, I'm going with Carolina. I think they got a lot of confidence because, even though they lost, they stayed close to New Orleans. Julius Peppers is going to have a big game, but I'm going with Carolina.
And Steve Smith's out. He got injured in that game on Sunday last week. So what do you think, Bears in Carolina?
Can there be a tie?
Maybe.
Because I'll tell you what.
Check that in the stat room, please.
Well, actually, yes, there can be a tie. I'm actually going to go with the Bears only because I like what their defense showed me on Sunday night against the New York Giants.
Briggs and Urlacher.
Yeah, Peppers was all over the field. Their safeties, their Tillman, they get the job done. I just don't know who's going to throw the ball. I don't know who their quarterback's going to be at all.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Haney will hand off to Forte. He'll have a big game. I think this game could be real sloppy. Carolina's definitely got a chance. If the Bears don't have a quarterback, Well, neither does Carolina. It might just be a hell of a game.
I think it's going to be ugly. It's going to be sloppy. That was a fluke last week for Carolina. The Bears' defense is just so good that I think the defense and the special teams are going to score enough that they take this one.
Who do you like, Bears or Panthers?
Bears.
Bears. Have a sandwich, son. Stay focused. All right, the Packers and Redskins. This game's in D.C. How about Donovan McNabb? Let me see what these guys think about the performance McNabb had in Philadelphia against the Eagles. They gave him a standing O, and then that pass to Cooley said it all. They win the game 17-12. I think everybody in the world lost money on the Eagles because everybody bet on them. What do you think of the Redskins and McNabb, that performance against Philadelphia, and what do you think their chances are against Mr. Rodgers and the Packers bringing their show into the district?
I wasn't shocked about McNabb's performance. I knew he was going back to his old city and he was going to play well. And it's hard for me to pick a game against the Packers because the Packers have been disappointed as well. But I'm going to go with McNabb just because I think, he's got some confidence. He went back to his
Are you going to take that or what?
Show him up. What?
Whose half a sandwich is that?
It's
the bottom of that
bottom of that
one.
one.
We'll take that one and then give that one to Mafia.
He doesn't want that.
You don't even want it?
No, I don't like the time.
You are such a...
Probably.
Who do you like, Packers or Redskins?
You know what? I do like the Packers. I wasn't impressed with Donovan McNabb. Yes, it was an emotional day. Yes, he got the W, which is the end-all, be-all result if you're a Redskins fan. I believe he was 8 of 19 for 125 yards. He had the great pass to Cooley, but not a great Donovan McNabb performance. I mean, Cobb came in and threw over 200 yards, and that was in not mop-up duty. That was in coming in for an injured Mike Vick. I like what Aaron Rodgers brings to the table. I like their running game even without Ryan Grant. I like what the Packers are doing this year. Aaron Rodgers at one point on Sunday was 8 of 9, 3 touchdown passes. 3 touchdown passes on 9 attempts. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. Look for the Packers big.
All right, so what do you think, Packers or the Redskins?
8 of 19, Mr. Ferrall, 125 yards. That's never going to get the job done. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers. I'm taking the Packers.
All right, the Chargers and Raiders are hooking up in the black hole in Oakland. And the Raiders had a chance at home last Sunday against the Texans, but they lost by 7. And they couldn't stop, what do they call them, Aryan Nation?
That's racist.
Hey, that might be. So Chargers, Raiders, San Diego got their act together against Arizona and blew them out in San Diego. I think Rivers does the same thing here and goes up to Oakland and beats the Raiders. What do you think?
Without question, they're going to stomp the Raiders. The Raiders are garbage. That's my view.
What do you think?
Philip Rivers has his act together. The Chargers are for real. They're going to destroy the Raiders.
I'm going to go the upset because the Chargers are back and forth. They're
Wow.
good and they suck. They're good and they suck. I'm going to take the Raiders.
All right, let's talk about Sunday Night Football. Everybody loves it. Football night in America, or whatever they call it. The Eagles and Niners in the city by the bay. I'll tell you what, the one thing I got out of the Eagles game was that with Vic getting injured and banging up his ribs, Cobb came in, and it proved to me once and for all. I think originally, when they moved him out of the lineup and put Vic in, it was a good decision. Now I know it was a great decision because I think Kevin Cobb is awful. I mean, he came into that game and they went backwards. That's the only thing the Eagles did in that football game was find out how bad their quarterback of the future is. I mean, he was pathetic in that football game. He did nothing right the entire time he was in the lineup. And I mean, they are in big trouble with him running that football team. I think this is a game they go and lose in San Francisco, and the Niners finally win a game.
Ferrall, I think if there's ever a time the 49ers are getting lucky, it's right now because Vic looks like he'll be out. McCoy has a broken rib also as well. The reports have come out. He might be out. He hasn't been ruled out for the game on Sunday, but he might be out. And anytime you have a running back who they rely on as much as they rely on McCoy, he's banged up. He's got a bad rib. One hit can knock the ball free, can knock him out of the game. I look for the 49ers to come out. Their linebacking core is still top-notch. I think they are embarrassed at the way they had that game ripped from them against the Falcons.
Yeah.
I think they're out to save Singletary's job, and I think they're out to get their first win of the season. I think they do it against the Eagles.
I'm not sure they're going to fire Singletary, but they are playing horrible football, and they had that game won in Hot Town. Can the Niners win a game finally here and catch the Eagles banged up?
I think they can. They're a different team with Colbert quarterback. I don't care how many yards you throw for it. Look what he did at the end of the game. He was overthrowing guys. He was missing guys left and right that were wide open.
It was anemic.
He was awful. And you can say all you want about Alex Smith, but don't forget that Saints game on Monday night. He marched them down in the closing seconds of that, and it was a defense that blew it, giving up that field goal. I say they get it done.
Who do you like, Niners? You like the Niners there. All right, so a lot of us are feeling the Niners except for this one. He's still on the Eagles, all banged up. Monday Night Football, it's going to be a great game. The Vikings and Jets at the new Meadowlands. The Jets seem like they're on national television every week. That's because they are, and that's because they deserve to be, because their defense is sick. Sanchez is playing great. Keller's playing incredible tight end, best in the league, better than Antonio Gates, setting the standard. Braylon Edwards has been doing it as well. But here's a chance for the Vikings to show that they're for real, because they haven't proved it yet. I think Brett Favre, at the very least, on Monday Night Football, puts on a show, and at the very least, they cover against the Jets. I think they're getting 4 and a hook, and that could be the difference, because I think this is going to be a 3-point game. I think the Jets win, they don't cover, I'll take the Vikings. Gee, do you have a feeling who he's going to take in this game? I got a couple throw-in games, because I know how rabid you are for extra action. So I took these 2 games. Giants and Texans, the games are reliant in Houston, and the Giants look great defensively. 10 sacks on Sunday Night Football. They knocked Cutler out of the game. Tuck was all over the place. Hugh Manure all over the place. Everybody was in on it. But my question is, can the Giants play well on the road? I say no. I say they lose in Houston to the Texans, and it's not pretty.
I think the Texans are legit. You see Arian Foster's coming into his own. He's showing that he deserves to be in the league, and they're going to wax the Giants. Giants are garbage. They had great defense last week, but I don't think they can keep that up.
Gee, who do you think this guy's going to pick? Oh, my God, and he's got a shirt and a beer mug. This is unbelievable. He's on the tank.
Is that a boys' media?
Oh, shut up.
So are you taking the Giants to win?
I am taking the Giants to win. I think if they stop Arian Foster, I think they can get the job done. Hey, this team always surprises people. The team always surprises people. Don't count them out. That's what you're doing. You're counting them out.
Giants, Texans.
You know, I've been going back and forth on this one. The Giants' defense has looked incredible. But the problem is that the offense keeps turning the ball over. You know, they've had
Can't even get a first down.
3+ turnovers in all 4 games this season. That's not a Tom Coughlin team. And if you do that against a good team like the Texans, they got away with it against Chicago. They got away with it against Carolina. I think the Texans are a team that can take that and score points off it. And you have Cushy coming back this week for them on defense. I'll take the Texans squeaking by.
That's a great point. Now, the Giants, the biggest problem is Jacobs and Bradshaw keep fumbling the ball. Who do you like, Texans or the G-Men?
This is a statement game for Eli Manning, Mr. Ferrall. I'm taking the G-Men.
See that? No fear right there. And the final throw-in game is the Titans and Cowboys. We already talked about the Titans blowing a game against the Broncos. Now they got to go to Dallas. The Cowboys finally won a game. They went to Houston and schooled the Texans, but then they had a bye. Do they catch fire and stay hot, or did that cool them off and they still have problems again, or are they back to winning? I say they are. Dallas easily over the Titans in this game on Sunday.
Yeah, I think neither team has been what we expected them to be. Chris Johnson's going to have a monster game, but I think the Cowboys.
I think the Dallas Cowboys know that they can move into a tie with everyone else in the NFC East. They had to be licking their chops last night watching that division tighten up.
I'll tell you what, I like the Cowboys in this game because they're going up against Chris Johnson. Anytime you have a triumvirate of Marion Barber, Rashard Choice, and Felix Jones, those 3 running backs will elevate their game and try to compete with the guy that they're going up against, in Chris Johnson. I look for the Cowboys to not have the bye week malaise. They'll be out there and they'll be winning.
Dallas at home?
I think I'm going to go with Dallas because Tennessee hasn't looked that good to me. I mean, even that Giant win, the Giants handed them that game. They blew that game late last week. And even though the Cowboys are coming off the bye, which I think kills momentum, I think that they have enough. Their receiving core is starting to come together. Roy Williams is actually starting to catch balls like he's paid to do. And I think they're going to win.
What do you think? Does Dallas get their act together and move to 500, or are they going to blow a home game in front of 100,000?
That wouldn't be good, Mr. Ferrall. I got to agree with Mafia. Roy Williams is finally playing like the guy we thought he was with the Lions. I'm taking the Cowboys.
There you have it. You know what? I think we need to start pounding beers.
Did he call you Mr. Ferrall one more time?
You want to do that one more time?
Mr. Ferrall.
That's right. I love the focus of that kid.
He says it with such pride.
Respect, focus. He's going to be a leader. Anyway, you know where to find us every week on PharrellRadio.com. Just click Pharrellivision and watch Pain Day. Everybody's talking about it. They just won't admit it. They love this show because we gear people up for college and pro football. We give you all the big games on TV and all the big games that aren't on TV. The best games to bet on. Go to ScottBeatsAman.com for all my action. You know where to find me on the radio. We'll see you next time from Hurley's in Midtown Manhattan. We hang up in the Tiki Bar. Freshies for everybody. See you next time on Pain Day from New York City. Night, boys.
Good night, Mr. Ferrall.